Here's the answer for the day 2 problem 1 bell work. Let's solve this for n. N is located inside of a square root radical. The fastest way to do this problem is to notice that the answer is empty set. Because of this 2, this term right here would have to be negative 2 in order to end up with equal to 0. 2 plus negative 2 equals 0. But there is no way for this to turn out to be negative 2. The answer is empty set. Now let's say that you don't put that level of thought into it and you just start doing algebra steps. Then the first thing you would do is subtract 2 from both sides, making 5 square root of 10n is equal to negative 2. Maybe at this point you notice that there is no way that this left side can turn out to be negative, and you would say empty set. But let's say you don't notice that. Next step, divide by 5. Now we have the square root of 10n is equal to negative 2/5. Next step, remove the square root using squaring on both sides. So 10n is equal to 4 over 25. Then divide both sides by 10. So n is equal to 4 over 250, which reduces top and bottom by 2 to make 2 over 125. Now we have to check for extraneous answers. Take the answer 2 over 125 and substitute it in place of n. 10 times 2 over 125 is 20 over 125. Then take the square root of that, times by 5, and add 2 to see if you get 0. You'll find out when you check it that this does not work, and you have to say empty set. But it's a really common error to not check the answer, because students get in the habit of not checking their work. And then in Algebra 2 class, when it finally matters that you check, people aren't in the habit of doing it. Day 2, problem 2. Given these two ordered pairs, find the midpoint. So the midpoint formula is to add together the x-coordinates and divide by 2, and add together the y-coordinates and divide by 2. Let's do that. 5 plus negative 12 is negative 7 over 2. That's negative 7 halves. And when you average the y-coordinates, because they're both 3's, it will make 3. Now the distance formula. The distance equals the square root of the change in x squared plus the change in y squared. In your notes, instead of the delta triangle symbol to mean change, you might have it written out the long way. Subtract the x's and square it, and subtract the y's and square. Let's do that. Focus on the x's first. The change in x is from 5 to negative 12. That's a change of negative 17 units. Now the change in y, from 3 to 3, that is a change of 0 units. Now evaluate the square root. It makes 17, because negative 17 squared is 289, and the square root of 289 is positive 17.